name is Tarah-Lynn, and I am an entrepreneur. My brand is called Adorned-in-Armor. I equip young women to conquer life through fashion and faith, and I do this through my YouTube channel, I do it through my Instagram, I do it through my own website. And how this all began was in college. Honestly, whenever anybody asks me how I got started, I always say Jesus, because I literally did not plan any of this. It was my freshman year in college, and I was a communications major, and then I had an assignment to create a blog, right? And in my class, I found out I love blogging, and so I was very consistent with it, and I got really just dedicated to it. And I realized, I know I love to write, and I know I love fashion, but how can I use it to glorify God? Yeah. And so one day, I was just really, really down in my dorm room. It was around the time, my mom has been ill for a majority of my life. At that time, she suffered from a stroke. And so I was really, really just down and just not purposeless. I felt empty in a way, and it was just heavy. My heart was just really, really heavy. And I listened to this sermon called, I don't remember what it's called, but it's In Touch Ministries, and the pastor, Charles Stanley, was talking about getting dressed for the battlefield of life and how you have to put on the full armor of God. And literally, God just dropped in my head, Adorned-in-Armor. And so that's how I got my brand name, and how I was able to devote my fashion sense and my styling and just my love for dressing people and dressing myself and representing Christ well through that. So I equip young women all women now. I equip them to just show how to dress, period. Just dress physically, mentally, spiritually, of course. And I really find that's really, really important in this world. So many times we just find ourselves just so consumed with the outside appearance. And the Bible literally said the Father looks at our heart. I really just wanted to just show women that really matters. And so that's how that happened. Later on, I got interested. Well, I was always interested in pageantry, but I just got started out of nowhere as well. That's why I'm telling you, it's Jesus. Freshman year, someone asked me, do you want to do a pageant on campus? And I was just okay. I used to watch it on TV sometimes here and there, and I don't even know how that happened, but I won that. Fast forward. Thank you. Fast forward to senior year, I graduated. I was top of my class, you guys, and I could not find a job for nothing. I had so many internships, in magazine, editorial, everywhere, and it was just okay, God, why aren't you coming through for me? I don't understand. I did the steps. I'm your child. You're supposed to, show the world what you can do through us, and so I went through months without a job, and then finally I found one online, but it wasn't a job. So I was just continuing my brand stuff, and one day I was okay, Tarah-Lynn, what is one thing you always wanted to do? And I was pageantry, in the real world. And so I was looking for a pageant that was really based on scholarship, and I found the Miss Black USA pageant. And I applied to that, and it was a long process, but I won Miss Black New Jersey last year. So I'm telling you all this because it seems it's not related, but I'm getting there. So after just leading and just representing New Jersey, I was able to even go to Haiti. At the time, I didn't tell them about Teen Vogue. You guys, I'm a fashion writer for Teen Vogue. So this happened. Oh my gosh, this is such a long story. Right? Okay, so here's how it happened. So I told you I didn't find a job, right? I was working through Adorned-in-Armor, my own brand, and then one day I got an invitation to go to this event by this radio station, and they just wanted me to come through. I was I don't know why, but okay. And I came, and the lady in charge loved me, and she was what do you want to do? I was I want to write for Teen Vogue. And then she was we're honoring the editor-in-chief tomorrow night. Do you want to come? I was yeah. So I literally canceled everything, and I attended that award show. Didn't have to pay or nothing. And right after, I got to meet Elaine Baltaroff, and literally, I started crying. And I'm not even a crier, and I'm not even the type of fangirly type of person, for celebrities or anything. But at that moment, I realized how much that meant to me, and to see how much God was listening to me and how He was paying attention to the desires of my heart. So yeah, I started crying. She started crying. We gave big hugs, and through that, we stayed connected. And they weren't hiring at the time, but she told me to stay connected, and I did. So for months, I would email her. You guys, I did not hear a thing. I did not hear a thing. I emailed her probably 5-6 times before I saw that she was going to be at another award show that I was actually planning to go to. So I go there, and she was like, Tarah-Lynn, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And then I'm like, it's okay, I know you're busy. She was like, okay, take my email, this is my personal one, I'm gonna get back to you. I never heard from her. So I was consistent though. I was just like, you know what, let me just do it. And then finally I was like, you know what, this is my last time. I sent it, and then she emailed me 10 minutes later, and she invited me in for coffee at the offices, and introduced me to the fashion editor, and that's pretty much how I got hired. I didn't have to interview or anything. It was just like that. After that, through Teen Vogue, I was able to go to my homeland of Haiti, and I've been there when I was a little girl, but I never really I don't even know how to explain it. Okay, so I was really shy when I was a young girl in school, and I live in the suburbs. Being Haitian and being African, we're at the bottom of the barrel. And so being a shy girl, I didn't know how to speak up for myself. It wasn't until senior year that I was able to gain my voice, and it wasn't until my trip to Haiti with Teen Vogue that I was really able to understand my people and to speak for them efficiently. And so through that day, I just saw how much I wanted to show young girls of their crowns. I went to this Christian school, and I saw these little girls, and they were just in awe of the crown that I had. And I wanted to just show all women that, you guys, we all have one too. This physical thing, you're seeing that, but our Father is the King of Kings and the Lord of all Lords. We don't have to worry, or we don't even have to struggle, because we're covered by His blood, we literally have His royal blood. And so I realized I wanted to write a book. I mean, I knew I always wanted to write a book, but when I saw my pictures come out for my pageant, I realized that I needed to write an ebook, because one, pageantry is really expensive, and I was like, I need some money somehow. And so I wanted to create an ebook, and I realized it was way too much to say for something that I was trying to create just like that. So I realized, okay, I'm saying I realized a lot, but I went online and I looked at the process of what it's like to do it the traditional route. And I found a list, literally God brought me to a list of agents, Christian agents on this website, and I emailed every single one of them till 4 o'clock in the morning. And I got so many responses the next day, but the one that really stood out to me was this man named Tim, and he immediately scheduled a phone call with me, and we just related so much with his son being in fashion in New York as well. But what really stood out to me was the fact that there was going to be an event in New Jersey for the very first time for spiritual writers. And he offered to pay for me, he offered to just bring me out there. And fast forward to when I get over there, I met with top agencies, and they were just really impressed with my work. And fast forward to now, I just got signed for a 3-book deal with one of the largest Christian agencies. Ties in together just to show that Christ is really listening to our hearts, and honestly, your goals really just appears before you when you're really serving Him. My main desire is really just showing women who they are in Christ, and I'm able to do this through my books now. Amen.
Someone who is afraid to step out on faith to pursue a God-given desire or calling, because I feel like sometimes you can know that God is telling you to do something, but it's I don't know if I want to do that. What is this person going to be thinking about me? I don't want everybody in my business. So, talk about it.
I would say just do it. I know the world really focuses on just coming out of your shell, but they're the main people that are trying to push you back into it. However, we have a Father that loves us for who we are and is always encouraging us to come out and share who we are with the world. And when you really come to know your purpose, when you really come to know the love of God, you experience a true peace. Like the word says, a peace that surpasses all understanding. So like when you feel like you're just shook and you cannot even move, you need to go on your knees and seek the Father. You need to go back into that quiet place. You need to speak to Him, and you need to read the Word. I was just recording last night a video about how I feel like a lot of us believers are focusing on prayer. However, God wants us to be in the Word as well, because that is our instruction manual, and that is where He speaks to us first. And so if you don't even know what's going on in the Word, how can you protect yourself and outside of the world, So that's what I would really say. Focus on the Word, just be more persistent in prayer, and also surround yourself with people that will encourage you to come out of your calling and just not hate on you, honestly, because there's a lot of people that be hating on the low, and you really need that discernment so you need to pray, honestly. You need to pray. So that's what I would say. Yeah.
Can I add to that real quick? You just confirmed something for me on this panel right here. So I was reading John. And what I love about the book of John is the way that Jesus talks. He has such a calm authority. Who's gonna check me, boo? Really. And he said to his disciples, they were like, "Oh, well, the people's gonna hate us." He was like, "They don't hate you. Calm down. It's really not about you. They hate me. They hate what I'm doing inside of you, right? People don't want." I don't want to say people. The world does not want you to really know who you are. So they start to try to trick you. No, how could a girl from Brownsville come out of here and talk to me about this or that? You know what I'm saying? And you start to believe those things. So when you said, "Oh, people are hating," I totally am going through that right now. Am I really the right person to be doing this right now? But no, it's no, they're not hating on you. They're hating on me. There's something happening inside of you right now in this moment. So what the enemy's going to try to do is suppress it. Nah, we're not going to let Jesus out. We're going to keep him in there. Because if he can't get out, then you can't really step into God's place.